The thing I need you to help with is in the convenience store. Surprise! Surprise!
Oh my god, dude! Wow! Wow!
There you go, brother.
This is like surreal.
2 months of planning.
Or something.
2 months of
Are you
planning.
serious?
Yeah.
Wow, man. This is so cool.
They call us tapeheads, a nostalgic breed of video hoarders. I'm on a quest to find some of the biggest physical media collections in the world, to find those long-lost films that have only survived on the VHS format. So join me and my crew as we take a look at some of the most insane collections. Dust off those VCRs, it's playback time.
Here he is.
Oh, hey.
Hey. Hey. How you doing? You got an intro. Alright, I am keen. I'm so keen.
Should I go first? I'll go first.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a huge vinyl collector anymore, but
Holy shit! Goes all the way around there. Fuck, man. I used to work in a video store, and they started transitioning to DVD, and they started selling off all their old horror films, and they clearly didn't know the value of them at the time. That's where the collection really started exploding.
Yep.
And once you have like 100 tapes, you want 500, right?
Yeah.
Me at least.
Yeah.
So I started paying attention to like thrift stores and bookstores that were all doing the same thing. Then there was, the big boom where everyone was selling all their VHS tapes for like nothing because they wanted to, move to DVD, right? So that's where pretty much all these came from. I started upgrading to DVD from VHS, and I started to realize how much I miss my old VHS copies, and then I started to realize how little DVD really matters to me. So I actually started getting rid of a lot of the DVDs to make more space for my other
I did
shit.
the same.
Yeah.
I did the same.
There's only so much room, right? And these tapes, they take up a lot of room. This is a great film. Of course you've seen it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't know anything about this movie. I saw the cover, and I had to buy it. It's just simple as that, right?
Well, it's a great cover art on it, and it's a good film, man.
It is. Brain Scan. The story is so lame, but it's cool, man. It's like it's kind of ahead of its time because he's up in his bedroom, and the bedroom has like all this technology that you never thought would exist. And now it all exists, all that Jetsons type stuff where you could just pull out your phone and look at someone's face, right?
Yeah.
Back then, that was just like a pipe dream, right?
Totally, yeah.
So that's one of my favorite horror films. I could watch that over and over and over again.
Brain Scan, the ultimate experience in interactive terror.
Never leave home without it.
You're in the game, man. You're in control.
Brain Scan.
I know this is really mainstream, but
Bring it on.
dude, it's
Bring
the
it on.
coolest. It's the coolest of the Tales from the Crypt. Like anything that they ever did, I thought that this was absolutely the best.
It is.
The soundtrack was fantastic.
Yeah.
The cover art is amazing. It holds up to this day. You can watch this 1,000 times over and it won't get old. For me.
It holds up. Really holds up.
Yeah.
And Billy Zane is he's hot. He's the best.
He's a sexy beast.
Billy Zane is so sexy.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't.
There you go.
Like,
Confirmation.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
Come on out, everybody. It's time to play.
Whoa, oh, that looks awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Not
Here we go.
horror, but I don't care
Yep.
because it's Peter Jackson and it's puppets doing cocaine and blowing each other. I had to own a copy of this. When I worked at the video store, I looked in their catalog and they didn't even have it. You get out of here. Enough of you. Quiet. When I worked in the video store, they didn't have this in their catalog, and I had to actually phone the company that put out the catalog and ask them if there was any way they could send a copy of this, and they actually did.
Cool.
There was a point when I worked at the video store that I told them, like, listen, your horror section's bad. Like, you've got titles no one's gonna see. They didn't have Brain Dead or Dead Alive here. They didn't have Bad Taste or anything like that.
Yeah.
And they didn't have Meet the Feebles. So I basically ordered like a whole new horror section for them. People, told me they would come from all around just to come see our horror section because we had way better stuff. They didn't have any Argento or Fulci films. They didn't have anything decent, Yeah. Speaking of Peter Jackson, I just love this screener that I found. It's really beat up.
Yep.
But I mean, dude, yeah.
That's cool.
I mean, Peter Jackson's early stuff is just phenomenal. Him and Sam Raimi, I think, are like the two best directors as far as like their earlier works. The fact that they were able to pump out stuff like that on their first attempt.
Very innovative.
Yeah.
Were you into horror before working there?
Yeah, it wasn't the video store that got me into horror.
You were already there.
Yeah, I was into horror before I could even handle horror. Like I loved like Universal monsters, the Draculas and the Frankensteins and all that stuff. I was just really intrigued by it because it scared the shit out of me when I was a kid.
Wow, they're signed by Slayer and Megadeth.
I want to go through here. I want to have a look over here. What's over here?
This was what you went to
Chicago.
Yeah.
The production company that made the remake of Robocop, or Reboot Cop, I like to call it. They sold off all of their props after the film was done, and they were out of Chicago, and they wanted so much money to ship this that it was actually cheaper to rent a car, fill it with fuel, and me and my buddies just drove to Chicago. But I mean, it's cool, man. It's missing, the chest armor and the arms and everything. This is like the inside. If you could see the back of it, that's what's really cool. There's like a whole fucking spine back there, like a mechanical, like robotic spine.
Oh yeah. It looks like
it looks so much better than the front.
It's like an H.R. Geiger type.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And it came with the certificate of authenticity up there. And believe it or not, from a separate set sale, I bought one of the coolest. This might not mean anything to anyone else, but one of the coolest things I think I own is this desk. This folds up. There's a chair under there. It's a military field desk.
It's OCP, man.
Yeah, the Omnicorp logo right on it.
Where did you get this?
It was just a different set sale in Toronto. They make so many films in Toronto. The production company that made this film also did that really terrible reboot of Total Recall. And this was in that movie and then repurposed for this movie. And then sold to me. So that anyone that saw that anywhere else would go, who cares, right?
Yeah, that's cool. It's got OCP on it.
Yeah, and it's screen used. I actually matched it in the film. You could see like.
Oh, did you?
You can match up the scratches to the one that's in the film, so I know exactly the scene that it's in and everything. I thought this was smoke damage. Turns out it's UV light damage that turns them yellow or orange like that. So you can't even clean that. That's like UV, that way forever now. Because we were in an apartment and we always had sunlight. We didn't have any other light in there. So a lot of these got really damaged.
So it's actually sunlight that turns them yellow.
Yeah, apparently for
that's
smoke
what happens
to damage
to our
them.
clamshells as well, man.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
It might be light.
Huh.
But yeah, there's no way to reverse that. And apparently it's not even the outside, it's the inside. So they weren't directly in the sun, but the room was lit with sunlight.
What is that?
That is an original sketch before they went to animation, like a storyboard sketch. So that's one of a kind. I'm a huge Ren and Stimpy fan. Man.
Wow.
Yeah, I found that on eBay. I had to do it.
That's
it's
cool.
Pretty rad, eh? It's got the Nickelodeon stamp on the bottom.
It does too.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. I still don't own this, and it's killing me. It's one of those ones that's I just can't get it.
When I was a kid, I hated it because I was such a fan of the cartoon. When that came out, I was like, what? I don't understand this, right?
Yeah.
I love the to be continued ending, and it totally was not continued. mention that these videos literally are what shaped me.
Same.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
you
yeah,
totally understand.
Absolutely, yeah.
The things that
100%.
happen in these videos, if anyone just met me a week ago and then watched these videos, they go, "Oh, okay, I understand."
Yeah.
That's how that guy became who he is. It's literally how I became me.
Yeah.
It's-
Oh, totally, man. Like throughout high school, it was just constant quotes from those tapes.
And to this day, if you watch them, you could probably quote them like you would like Dumb and
Yeah,
Dumber.
I
Watching
still
it a
do.
million times.
I still do. Yeah. Death smokes.
This is my Trauma VHS collection. I got some DVDs in here, but that's only because I have like 100 different versions here of Toxic Avenger, so Terra Firmer.
Yes.
Right in the opening credits was the craziest thing I'd ever seen in any movie ever. Ripping the baby
Yeah.
out of the womb.
Yeah.
And then I think she swings it around or some stupid shit. Like ripping the guy's leg off and beating him to death with it, and it's just spraying on the like a fire hose. Like, so as soon as I saw that, that was it. I just, you know, the floodgates open, and I was just obsessed with Trauma after that.
Yeah. Let's talk green jelly.
Green jelly.
Wait, first. Got weed?
It's Canada. Green jelly.
Yes.
This is my Green Jelly VHS collection. Some are sealed, some aren't, some are variants, some are... So let me explain the history of Green Jello. Started off Green Jello. That was the first release. They were the world's first video-only band. And then the album to this is actually called the Serial Killer Soundtrack. So this came first. Then they were sued by Kraft Foods that makes Green Jello. So the record label made them change their name to Green Jelly. Same title, Serial Killer, different cover. Then they got sued by Metallica and had to release a third version of it.
What the fuck's it got to do with Metallica?
There's the song Hardly House of Love. During the chorus, the riff in the background is Enter Sandman.
Oh, right.
And they did it as a goof, as a gag.
Did they get away with the parody?
No, they got a cease and desist.
Ah, man.
And then there was
Megadeth's better anyway.
333. These are the classic ones. Now, my involvement with Green Jelly was basically this. I clearly love VHS. I love Green Jelly. I met Bill Manspeaker online. I bought an item. I'll show you in a minute. I bought an item from him in 2012, and we struck up a friendship basically the same way you and I did. And a couple years later, he gave me the okay to make like a documentary, basically. It was supposed to just be like live footage, but I went a little crazy with it and interviewed a bunch of people, old members of the band, new members of the band, and we made a VHS tape. So this is officially the third VHS release of Green Jello, which is pretty cool because I was like 11 years old when I was a fan of theirs. And
Yep.
I'm 37 now, and I've been in the band for like, 6-7 years.
Well, that's the same for me. I mean, this was the first ever VHS that I ever bought. Ever.
The very first.
Very first, yeah. And I was looking for the Three Little Pigs single. Is that right? Is that that one there?
That's this one.
Yes.
That's that.
Yes! So this is the one I was looking for, and I couldn't find it. And the next best thing was this. So I got this.
Which has everything on there, plus a lot more, so.
Absolutely. And what I loved about it is I really got to know Green Jelly from this.
Right.
It's very, very silly, and I got that with, Obey the Cow God and Misadventures of Shit Man.
Yeah, Rock and Roll Pumpkin.
Like I got that. It was like, it's that Troma-esque kind of thing.
So the item I was going to tell you, this is probably one of the coolest things for me personally in the collection. This is one of the original puppet heads from Serial Killer Soundtrack. So this is 1992 they made this. They went to a Masonic temple, like they were just driving by, I think, and they saw they were throwing at a couch. So they took the couch and they tore it up, and they took all the foam and just cut a big hole in it and kind of shaped it, to form the cow god and the three pigs and the big bad wolf and all that.
Yep.
This is the Lucky Charms.
So
guy.
good.
So the duct tape is still new. That's all duct tape. There's no paint on that or anything.
Yeah. That's rad.
And the fact that this has survived since 1992 and been around the world on tour, on stage, anywhere, like, don't smell it, but you know, you should smell it because it's just disgusting. It actually hurts your lungs to smell it. I don't know what's in there.
Yeah.
Once I bought the foam head, we just started chatting online, and we kind of just became friends. And then when he had a show coming up in Toronto, and he didn't have a band to bring with him, it was just him. So he said, is there any way you can, you know, get a band together, learn my songs, and I'll come over, and the crowd won't know that, you know, everyone wears costumes anyway, and no one really cares who's in the band. It's always just been Bill. He's the main guy, right? Yeah. But that's how that started. He asked me to book him shows in Toronto and get him a band in Toronto, and I play drums, so that's how I joined the band. That's the original negative that they sent to the printer for the Green Jello Serial Killer 1992 VHS release.
How did you get this?
Bill, he signed it. The singer, Bill Manspeaker. I acquired a lot of things from him. That lucky head, a lot of, you know, pieces of history. Yep. This is one of the better ones. I thought you'd like that just because of the VHS.
Absolutely. That's crazy, man.
I'm in the band and I collect Green Jello stuff. Like
it's kind of cool.
How lame is that?
But it's kind of cool, though. You know,
it's cool to have,
Yeah, because you were a fan before you joined the band. So.
Yeah, when this came out, I was 11 years old when they printed that.
Yep.
I was a super fan. I used to call their hotline.
No way.
Yeah, well, I learned to play drums, you know, listening to their albums, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So it's weird to be in the band now, but
it's good though, right?
Yeah. Like I'm a super fan before anything. I don't have a super rare tape. I don't have, like, I have like a beta version of Evil Dead that's signed by a couple, you know, Bruce Campbell and Ted Raimi, but I mean everyone's got stuff like that, right? Like,
I mean everyone's got those signatures.
Everyone. Yeah. Everyone's got that exact beta. I only collect because it gives me a bit of comfort. I don't know. It's everything in this basement brings me back to my childhood.
Yep.
You know, the toys, the Ghostbuster toys, the Pee-wee toys, Ernest, horror figures. These guys, at this point, these characters are all like Mickey Mouse to me. It brings me back to being this big and going in the video store and just getting freaked out at what's on the cover, what's on the back, and only being able to get that far.
Well, I mean, that's just the thing. Like, as you get older, you've experienced so many things, and then they're not as exciting as something like that would be for a little tacker, you know?
Yeah, it gets lost on you as you grow up. Most people.
Yeah, and so I guess that's kind of why we hold on to them, because that was so exciting, you know. Coming up next on Video Hoarders.
Everything here was on my list, and then I got it, so it just like
you
pushed
just add
other
to
things.
it.
Yeah, I just keep adding to it.
How many tapes do you think you have?
I have like 5,500 tapes.
Oh, dude, I love this film. I remember, I believe I used to. Yes, these are what I've been looking for a long time, and I always wondered what they were called.
Yeah, like picture being like a 13-year-old or even like a 10-year-old. I must have been that young seeing these.
Yeah.
But like, it's actually eating his fucking head.
Yeah.
He's being torn apart. The kernel shredded.
So these have still got the bubble gum in them?
Yeah, you want to try it?
I will.
For real?
I totally will.
Would you really?
Yes. I actually love bubblegum. I don't know. I know this is gonna taste like garbage, but I need to know what it tastes like. I'm not trying to be like a cool kid here. I just really want to know.
This hasn't been open since 1988. Oh no, dude! There's like mold on it. You know what? No.
Gum.
Don't do it.
Do it.
Really?
Oh
no! No!
It's powder.
She did it.
It's like full
It's
of
just
powder.
falling apart.